Konnichiwa, I'm Will Webb, and this is my friend, Aran Bruce-Caddick.
Konnichiwa. Was there a reason we're doing Japanese?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay.
Aran is the co-founder of indietrix, by the way, for reference. This is true, actually, isn't it? When I say when I say we in indietrix, I actually mean me and you the whole time, even though you actually haven't done
any of the work for several years.
No, you wrote one review like 4 years ago for the film Anthropoid.
That's true.
3 years ago.
3 years ago, yeah, actually.
And I was like, this review is written by Aran, and he's going to do more of them. As is the way with this series, I've brought my friend Aran here to come and watch a film with me that I've chosen specifically to annoy him. My favourite thing about watching films with Aran is his complete lack of tolerance for the idea of suspending disbelief. Hates anything that lacks realism. The other thing you should know about this film is that it was like my favourite film when I was a child. I had it on VHS tape and we used to watch it all the time. Today we're going to be watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles III, the third of the live-action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles film.
Wow. So we're just watching 3?
We're just watching 3, yeah.
Do
you know enough about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles kind of milieu to...
The milieu?
Yeah, the cultural world of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to understand where we're at with it, yeah?
They are. There's some turtles that escaped the laboratory, is my understanding.
I don't think it was... Yeah, okay. I should be clear that the reason why I wanted to watch 3 is because I didn't have 2 or 1 either as a kid, and I hadn't seen them.
Oh, so you have
We just
no
had...
context.
Yeah, I don't have that context either. Okay, describe the plot of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay, so... America's most awesome amphibians are back, and this time, their history... What? And this time, their history.
America's most awesome amphibians are back, and this time, their history in an all-new motion picture adventure. Well, it will. If you carry on, it does make some sense.
They are history.
Can I just say that your lack of ability to suspend disbelief extends to the synopsis, the first line of the description of the film.
It just grammatically doesn't work. America's most awesome amphibians are back, and this time, their history in an all-new motion picture adventure. When a magic scepter accidentally transports April back through time to the 17th century Japan, the boys take off in hot pursuit, cowabungling their way out of the sewers right into Samurai Orama. Now they must battle the evil Lord Norinaga. Yeah. So join the heroes on the half-shell.
Heroes on a half shell.
Oh, sorry, yes.
That's how they're described in
I thought they had heroes in a half shell.
Yeah. I think they just written this in a dumb way. Typically, it's heroes in a half shell, turtle power. Yeah.
This is heroes on the half shell.
On the half shell? Yeah, just
heroes
for one.
On the half shell in a totally turtle-rific trip. Through time, the entire family will love. There's a lot of run-on sentences there.
It's a lot of clauses.
D-.
Yeah. Grammarly is like, you've got several run-in clauses here. Do you want to see if you can work them out?
You've got to upgrade premium tier. Oh no, he's lost his sword and... Okay, that was an interesting cut.
You could tell they were like, this is so cool.
This is making me... Wow, okay. They're terrifying.
They're really scary looking, aren't they?
I've forgotten how terrifying they are.
What about that?
Oh god, yeah.
That's not nice. That's like your friend whose girlfriend is an amateur taxidermist. It's like something she would make. The other thing as well is that when they move, their eyes don't necessarily move too.
Yeah.
And that's really uncanny. It's a really good set, but I'm assuming it's from the first 2 films. I wouldn't know because I haven't seen them. Right? And I want to keep it this way.
Yeah.
It's funny because I remember very clearly that opening sequence with them coming over the hill with the sun behind them, but I remember this not at all. Like I have absolutely no memory of this at all. Because it is complete fucking filler.
I mean, yeah, like what are they doing?
They're just doing ninja stuff. In the UK, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are known as Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles for the cartoon series because ninjas were viewed as being violent.
They are violent.
The lip sync on that puppet is quite something.
The puppetry is quite aggressive with the mouths as well. Also, I always thought with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the dynamic is kind of a bit weird that they are all after this kind of one girl.
They all want to bone April.
Yeah.
Who is a human.
Yeah.
And they're actually turtles. They're not human turtle mixes.
No.
They're evolved turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah. You ever seen a turtle's dick?
Ah, okay. This is the scepter that we read about. Yes.
Good matte painting.
Of course. There's only one man in Japan with a gun.
It's the one white man. This isn't just set in feudal Japan. This is set in feudal Japan kind of on the background of Western influences trying to creep in during the period where Japan is inaccessible to Western influence.
Mm-hmm.
Weirdly specific setting for this children's film about animatronic turtles.
So you can have a white guy as one of the main characters and you don't need to
You got to have a white guy as the main character to sell a movie. I mean,
Yeah.
in 1990 something, when this was made, I think that was absolutely the conversation they were having. I say 1990 something, exactly the same thing is true of 47 Ronin, which was made like 3 years ago with Keanu Reeves in the lead. Prince Kenshin's got a lot of anger issues.
Yeah.
He's pounding his way through this
I mean,
film.
he wasn't. He literally. He could have jumped off his horse at any time.
Is
And
it
of
being
course-
held still?
Yeah.
Is it like on a tripod?
Yeah.
Or something that's been matted out? Bit of Highlander lightning there.
Just to hide the strings. Oh, he's changed clothes as well.
So they've changed clothes, but she still has her Walkman.
I mean, I would faint if I saw those guys.
Yeah, I mean, it would be truly disturbing. I hate their rubbery hands too. One thing I like about Splinter is that he has to be like behind an object at all times or seated because he is clearly not like a full person in a suit. He's like an actual puppet. So he's
Yeah.
operating on Muppet rules. You know when you see Kermit walking in a film and it's just like clearly like him with puppet legs like on a fake background.
I'm presuming that the Walkman, was taken with her because it will be an integral plot point later that she befriends people with by introducing them to American music, and there'll be a finale where all the samurai groove out to American music.
Where's he from, anyways?
Well, judging from Sword, I'd say feudal Japan.
Oh, that explains why he speaks our language.
Oh, feudal Japan. That explains why he speaks her language, not just Japan.
Also, that makes him less likely to speak English, right? Because they wouldn't have any Western influences.
But do you think they had pizza back then?
Get out of town.
They love pizza so much, like it's disturbing how much they talk about
It's going to be a
pizza.
problem.
So we were halfway to there. I mean, they were interested in what the music was, but...
Ruined.
But-
Ruined. I was really hoping for samurai dance off at the end of the film to celebrate, kind of Ewok style,
Yeah.
before they eat everyone, obviously. That's what the Ewoks do.
The Ewoks eat people?
Yes. What do you think they do with all the stormtroopers?
Wait, sorry. How canon is this? Because some weird shit is canon in Star Wars.
It might be canon.
So that's what they're like roasting stormtrooper flesh at the end on those big bonfires.
Because they're going to roast them, aren't they? Before C-3PO saves them.
Oh my god, you're right. Oh my god.
Yeah. That's what happened to all the stormtrooper clothes. It's consistent flavour, at least. That was random.
The guy's wearing so much makeup, so intensely, thickly, like, slathered on.
I think it's just a lot of fake tan as well.
Subtract the cosine from the inverted integer, then I can take the
Subtract
flangular.
the cosine from the convergence integer.
And then you take the flangular. As someone with an economics degree, how do you feel about that?
I mean, someone with a GCSE in maths, how do I feel about that?
I don't know what a cosine is, I won't lie.
Do you not do
But
Pythagoras?
inverted integer doesn't mean anything at all, right?
That would just be a fraction, wouldn't it?
Leo, how's it going?
Hey, Casey! Welcome back.
Hey, Ralph, how'd your brain implant go? Good? What?
Is he in the same room as them? Like, are they in the same room at the same time?
The mouth movement really just creeps me the fuck out. Just watch it closely.
There's the...
It
What?
just moves so aggressively.
I remember this guy
Yes.
very clearly. Yes.
Terrifying cage spinning. What does she do for a job? And how has she got a gold Rolex?
Yeah, she's a journalist, so I don't know. I mean, this was before the death of print.
The classic mandatory punch in the gut.
It's like stage show blocking as
Yeah.
well, stunt show.
Good night, me little Tweety birds.
It's funny because they're in cages, like birds.
I love these cuts. They're trying really hard at the cuts.
I'm kind of enjoying the cuts. I mean, that's a tiny weight.
He's like, I'm just doing it for toning, I'm not trying to build muscle mass.
The thing that really, I think is a mistrick with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is they never use their shells.
Explain, what do you mean?
As in, like, as a turtle, a shell is like a useful kind of defense mechanism.
What, they never like smack, like flip over and hit people with their shells and stuff?
Or like go into their shells and then throw one of them and take out a whole group of people. I understand why they can't do that in this.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is that this is a terrible adaptation of... It is very difficult to do Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in live action, and they've done the best they can, and it's still quite disturbing and not very convincing.
What? So they swapped clothes before?
Yeah. But of course, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are walking around buck naked the whole time.
Oh, I'm waiting for the full shot of them on horses. Oh god.
Are you happy?
No.
They're doing this whole slapstick thing with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in the middle of like a relatively considered action film set in feudal Japan.
Yeah.
Like, it's a weird way to spend your budget.
Oh god, the eyes.
At least you can't see their mouths moving like this, though. Oh, tell a lie.
Who turned out the lights? Whoa! I think I saw this on Bonanza once.
I love the reference to Bonanza, which was like a 1950s western for the children of the 90s who are watching this are going like, lol, I remember Bonanza.
I was gonna kill him, but now he's fainted.
Let's wake him up before we kill him.
It's not, and he's also a fucking turtle.
He's a kappa, right? They think he's a kappa or a water demon, Japanese water demon. I love the very over-the-top...
I love those in just cheap films where it's just like, yes.
like POV shots.
Someone's
But
taken something.
It's so clearly like shot like TV. That's a very TV shot. All this like Californian forest and like bad suits makes me think of Power Rangers.
They are not enemies, only lost warriors, like yourself.
What accent does Splinter have? as well?
A slightly racist one. Do three things for me, right?
Just breathy.
Sound slightly Japanese, sound like an old man, but sound like a rat too.
Why do I need to sound like a rat?
Because he's a rat.
What do rats sound like?
Oh, I told you these outfits would get us into trouble. Let's go, blend in.
Yeah, right. They're coming!
They've somehow made them more terrifying with the masks.
The big fake mask on the front is a really nasty look.
No one has noticed.
You guys have only got 3 fingers and your hands are giant and green. Oh, that seems chill and normal.
The bad British guy kind of weirdly reminds me of Alan Rickman.
He's definitely doing an Alan Rickman impression, isn't he?
That is
That's his
genuinely
face.
terrifying.
I mean, yeah, really, how dumb are the people in this? They haven't clocked.
Are they
The
wearing
masks-
gloves?
Yeah, but the masks don't conceal that much, right?
They've got 3-fingered gloves.
You can see that they quite clearly have the wrong number of fingers.
But they also got 3-fingered gloves, so how did they get those?
Ohio wasabi.
Oh, nice.
Suzuki Kawasaki. Oh,
How about sayonara?
that'll work.
Ciao.
Yeah,
Adios.
see you later.
Are they also Italian?
It's culturally, it's very confusing.
So I'm confused. Who's in charge?
I think the Westerners are trying to convince them. He's like convincing him he needs to buy
Guns.
guns off him.
And
Yeah.
convert to Christianity, presumably.
Well, I'm guessing he's Portuguese, not English, right? Because it was the Portuguese who went to.
They went first.
Americans didn't go to Japan until the 1800s.
I think the British did as well. Then the Dutch came and were like, okay, you don't need to convert to Christianity, we'll just sell you guns.
We don't care.
And everyone was like, thanks Netherlands.
Martial cries. That's a great subtitle.
It's just your ordinary time travel equal mass displacement kind of thing.
Yeah, like he said.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get out of here now.
She really took that, didn't she? But then 4 of her best friends are giant turtle people. So, do you know what I mean when I say it's really like TV standard? In like the directing is very TV, it's very wide and safe.
Yeah.
The camera doesn't move much. When it does, it's not during scenes. It's like at the start and end of scenes. So
Yeah.
you're not having to block the camera in. And also the fight directing is pretty poor for a thing that's about ninjas. With a caveat, right? Which is like, how are they going to have a good fight sequence when they're in those suits? It doesn't really seem that doable.
I mean, they seem fairly impressive from the amount of moves they can actually do.
But the issue is more
They can't
like
see.
it's the consistency that's the issue, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can't time anything directly, but the consistency is like they're going to look like humans in suits if they move like humans in suits. They're not moving like turtle people. They just landed in a shit pit, didn't they?
Yeah. Oh, he just put a lot in his mouth.
He's like, ooh, I'm real nasty.
How old are the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Such a good question. Do you mean in literal terms like years? I think they've reached sexual maturity. That much is clear to me from the stuff I've seen on the internet over the years.
This is the third joke about falling in.
Do you know what? Like the pace of this film is glacial. How far in are we? Okay.
I don't want to know.
Yeah, it's good not to know. I just can't work out why this was my favourite film as a kid. I really just can't work out what I saw in the film, what I enjoyed about it.
Well, wow. Legorama.
Yeah, I'll say.
Hey, I'm allowed. I'm on vacation.
Right.
Oh.
Absolutely. Swing.
Did they just make a joke about their erections?
I don't want to know what turtle dick looks like.
Don't Google it.
Yeah, presumably they're of legal drinking age as well.
Yeah.
No, do they ever drink?
Oh, they get blasted.
Someone had seen Bill and Ted before filming this.
Yeah. I mean, the Schwing joke is actually from Wayne's World, which came out a year before this. This is like the first fight that we've actually been able to see.
Yeah.
It is very much that sort of like, line up and come to me slowly.
One by one.
And yeah. Stunt show stuff.
That was pretty good.
Welcome to the Hollywood Stunt Show kind of thing.
With a funny quip.
They always show him actually hitting people because his weapon isn't lethal. Like the guy's got two samurai swords, like two short swords. They don't show him actually smacking people because it's like, oh, Donatello, that was good. You did a good job beating people up. What did you do? I killed 6 people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Case
just-
in point.
Spook him out. What's the point of having samurai swords if you don't use them on people?
You can't lethally kill people.
That's sick. That is sick. And they actually did that in a take.
Yeah.
That was actually thrown. That was pretty cool.
Was it like on a string?
True. Let's watch it back in slow motion.
I feel like I'm very tempted to. Gunshots, which means we know it's the one man in Japan with a gun. Alan Rickman.
Fire over their heads and burn this place to the ground! There's a reward for the man who brings me the
They've
scepter!
also got guns now.
But they make it very clear, just there in a line of dialogue, that they're not killing people, they're firing over their heads.
What's the motivation for this?
Dudes, most excellent timing.
They're just ripping lines from
Yeah.
from Billem's head.
He's getting away.
Sometimes the lip sync is so enthusiastic it just doesn't work at all.
Top stunts.
Yoshi!
Yoshi.
Everyone speaks English in this, don't they? 17th century Japan.
Yeah.
There's a lot of English speaking going on.
Yeah, that was one of the main reasons why they didn't want any more Westerners in that, just protection of language.
Wow, it's super on fire. In
Yeah.
He's a little on fire. There was a little bit of fire on him.
Yeah.
Give him to me. Let me take it, please.
No, do not give it them.
Give it to the demon.
Please. No mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
It's gonna happen.
Oh, no.
Can't believe I'm watching a giant turtle man kiss a little boy. Please do.
I mean, the kid's clearly moving. Has Leo specifically been trained in?
Yeah, he's the one who did the
First
CPR
aid.
course.
Yeah.
Well, it's a start.
What does that mean? As in, everyone worshipping us is a start. It's part of some maniacal plan.
We're not going back to New York. Back here, we're gods.
Presumably they've been there before. For these pretty bad drawings.
They do
where
not,
the art style doesn't match.
They do not look like ancient Japanese work. So I suppose the implication is that actually these guys did travel back in time and defeat this guy's ancestors, or was it just other mutated turtle creatures?
Yeah, how many of them are there?
Or are we literally to believe that Japanese religious folklore is actually real in the universe of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and there were in fact demons?
These turtles.
Look at their thongs. That's really not nice. I
gross.
super don't want to see that.
Is it? No, that's not their thong.
It's
That's
their
just their.
It's their undercarriage, right?
Yeah.
But the problem is that the costume, it's like actually a thong, right? It's,
like
to cover the
It's
butt
like a
crack.
turtle's banjo string.
Yeah. It's the. It's so that the costumes don't have butt cheeks on them, isn't it? And it's the bulging eyes that really get me going. To be honest, it's like they look like those cat clocks. But it's not just that. It also does this weird shape in the middle. Where it's
So gross.
Hey,
Face.
her miniskirt.
Yeah, what happened to it?
She ripped it, right? Because it's Legorama and it's her vacation.
Of course.
Schwing, am I right?
What? I'm on holiday.
I'm on holiday.
Why does that matter?
Also, is she? Is this not life and death? Like, if this doesn't work out, she's going to be stuck in the 16th century, 17th century for the rest of her life.
She's always on holiday.
I always hate that shit in time travel films when they have, like, people not understanding what TV is. Because it's not like they would think it was, like, a portal into the real. Like, they're familiar with the concept of images on a surface.
Yeah.
Like, representative art exists in 1603, right? They have it in other sequences in this film. It just always fucks me off. It's like, you know, when people like get in a time machine and they travel to a different place, haven't been told that's going to happen, and they get out and they're like, it's not where we are, it's when we are.
Fighting's for grown-ups, and that's only if you got no other choice.
This is like to stop kids from fighting.
PG rating.
Yeah. Is it just me, or does this Turtleman have a really bad understanding of what life would have been like for a child living in a village in poverty in rural China, in rural Japan in like 1603?
Yeah, but in many ways that's quite realistic for his character.
Yeah, he is an idiot. It's true. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's a fucking idiot. The filler in this film is unbelievable.
There is so much filler.
It's just nuts.
Oh man.
What? Do you just remember you're watching the film? Yeah. It's like, oh god, this movie's gonna like continue to exist.
He kind of went on a cosmic cruise and dropped in on us.
Despite the fact that I inexplicably speak English in 1603 rural Japan, I don't know what the word cosmic or cruise means. Oh, they just cut there, right? Well, rightly so, I think.
Yeah, that was...
This scene is awful. Let's just stop having it. That's some of the worst
acting
fake impacts I've ever seen.
Just wiggle, just jiggle.
Maybe they did just do first takes for a lot of this stuff. Like, I really feel like that might be a possibility.
What do you hear, Sensei?
Danger.
Splinter's got some fucking sensitivity, isn't he?
Yeah.
He can pick up danger from 600 years later.
What really has Splinter contributed to any of this?
Very little. The problem is, Aran, is that he can't move because he's a puppet. I mean, Casey's supposed to be one of the lead characters in the whole like kind of franchise, and he's just chilling at home doing comedy interludes with hockey and samurais. And then there's like a different version of him, but to be clear, a completely different character, really.
Yeah. Played
by the same actor in this section of the film. Is the only Japanese name they knew Yoshi? It seems like they've chosen the most generic Japanese name they could.
Yeah, it's the only character they've bothered to name as well.
That's horrible. Oh god, it's just so nasty to look at it, like for even a long period of time in a close-up. Maybe that's why they don't have any close-ups in the film.
It's just how much the head shakes.
It's shaking
by the animatronics from the jaw.
Yeah, oh my god, you're right. It really is that, isn't it? That's what's making the head wobble so much.
It was the kid.
The kid?
The kid found it. I've got a present for you too.
So just to recap, he gave him a yo-yo and the kid gave him a fucking time travel machine. I know who got the good trade here, to be honest.
Son of a snapper!
Meme. Oh, that's great meme material.
There's very good meme material. I feel like this could really be a thing.
But now they're going to abandon the village.
Yeah, they're going to let them all die,
it's a big moral question.
That'd be a great ending to the film.
Is that for real? The vibes in here just turned bad. Let's split.
When they were making this guy up, they were like, older. Make him look really old. How old do you make one guy look? He's about 200 years old.
He's gone on a magic journey. Only the scepter can bring him.
I shouldn't use the phrasing from earlier.
He got on a cosmic cruise.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's a good translation from her, actually.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's my favourite.
He's actually the best character.
They never explained how he gets out of the cage.
Well, it was incredibly easy to get in and out of that cage.
Yeah.
Mewing into its It's a great caption.
Sayonara, Blubberbutt.
Blubberbutt?
Yeah. And they could make fun of him, being a torturer.
Yeah.
Or something like that, but no, they could talk about his weight.
Yeah. See, nice transition shot
That's
there
clever.
as well.
Very clever.
He's lower than scum.
He gives scum a bad name.
Well, of course he does. That's why I hired him.
So his plan was to lock the guy in prison.
For him to befriend April on the off chance that they escape together.
And they had no clue that these turtles would later turn up. And no idea that the scepter even existed. Twist.
Hey, you were expecting maybe the Addams family?
Good one.
He's like, that's such a good joke. We should write that down.
Shit's about to get real.
Holy shit.
Are we out of the loop here, or what?
Yeah.
I feel
exactly like that.
Yeah. Oh, the shells did get involved.
Well, he who dings the shell must pay.
Classic quotable script. The thing about this film is, that's interesting, is they're really shocked that someone would use one of those weapons for lethal use, because despite owning swords themselves, they never use them lethally. I'm glad everyone gives him enough time to kind of do the run up to the kick, you know?
And just holds their sword there.
Yeah,
After it's been blocked.
Hold the pose.
Lots of blocking.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll just wait for you to finish your move and then we can kick each other. That's cool.
Cute little jump there as he hit the guy.
See, that was okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. More of that stuff would be good.
Yeah.
Hey, Mac!
Classic. It's like the fighting is like at half pace. You know, like rehearsal pace. When you watch them to block it in behind the scenes footage, it's just like they did it at rehearsal pace.
Yep. I mean, they've got to pad the film.
Yeah, the film is just scraping 86 minutes, so we've got to really push it out, you know?
I get such a kick out of this job!
But you as a kid loved those jokes.
Truly did, yeah, truly. Honestly, I've got to tell you, I have no idea what I saw in this film as a child. I mean, there were so many films that I liked, and yet this was like one of my favourites, despite the fact that objectively it sucks. And there was like lots of good films that I had. I don't know why we watched it so much.
This bit's maybe the best bit of... I mean, it's not great.
It's the best bit of sword play in the whole film. In a film full of samurai swords, it's one of the only times we've actually seen them used. Oh, I love it if he just actually murdered it. He just like chopped his head off. He chopped his hair off.
Short enough for you?
Places to go, people to kill.
It's that Alan Rickman period though, isn't it? It's that moment in like writing Hollywood villains where you just have to have them be English and like meaninglessly violent, like for no reason. They've got to be like, I just love killing people, you see. Oh, a gun.
Why don't you shoot us?
Oh, the teeth.
It's really not nice. I hate how much it wobbles and like it's like jelly-like. It's so uncanny. It's horrible.
Make my day.
Well, if it's gonna make you all feel better.
This is actually a really bad bluff idea. It's like, yes, why don't you shoot us? Okay. Ugh. So not nice. I don't want to see that ever again.
How did you like this as a kid? It's so fucking creepy.
That was probably my favourite moment.
Smells like a geek ran through here.
Weird turn of phrase, yeah. Some of the script almost feels like they started with like a list of words they could use and they just started to run out near the end. Like they wrote it in chronological order and they were just like, oh, it smells like a geek. This set is pretty cool, which just makes me think that they didn't build it.
Yeah.
Because the subway set is cool, but that's from the previous two films that had a bigger budget and were like proper releases.
What made them decide feudal Japan?
Yeah, it's a huge question. I mean, they are ninjas, so there is that link there, but I don't know. I haven't seen the other two films, so I couldn't tell you.
Well, catch it. Oh, he's gone into the wall.
That's even the way that Alan Rickman dies in Die Hard, isn't it?
Wow. Bungee jumping without a bungee. That could be dangerous.
One of my favourite lines as a kid. I remember like repeating this line a lot.
That
being
could
like,
be dangerous.
Let me tell you about this classically hilarious joke that features in this feature film that I watched.
I'm not going back with you.
No. Padder.
But if he doesn't go back, then one of the dudes who's in the present can't come back either, right? Because it has been equal interchange of people.
Kenshi must return. You promised.
Well, yeah, but,
Yeah, she's like, sorry, I don't want to have sex with you. You're a giant turtle man. I don't want to have a long-term relationship with you. This is a big debate to put into the last 10 minutes of your movie for children, isn't it?
I mean, I don't really get the debate.
It's just that it's nice in feudal Japan, except it's not that fucking nice.
It's okay, man. Go ahead. It'll be alright.
I just wish there was more of those guys and less of the rest of the film.
Yeah, but then it would be
They were probably
Bill and Ted
badly
film.
done too, as well, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's only good because we saw less of it. So that moment where Michelangelo didn't get back in time with them was completely meaningless. It was filler.
Just like Elvis in Blue Hawaii.
The subtitles in this film are great. It's nice because it bookends the film, and it's like they leave the film as they came in, which is really nice.
Nothing's changed. No one is any the wiser.
Elias Koteas is like first build because he's the most famous person in it, but also like he's barely in the film. I'm just blown away by the movie, to be honest.
Did you not remember it being this bad?
No, I remember very little about it. I remember that prop, and I remember the classic lines, the comedy, the shtick, the twisted comedy bits they do.
I mean, comedy is a strong word.
I mean, it's not tragedy. So in the binary Shakespeare definition,
Yes,
it's comedy. So Aaron, that's it for Films with Friends. Do you have any kind of like final thoughts about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3?
I'm kind of sadistically intrigued to see 1 and 2. Yeah, I'm just kind of struggling with what was any of the characters' motivations. Like, what did the bad British guy want? Permission to use his guns, right? Got that.
Money,
little stamp.
presumably. Though we never saw any change hands.
And the whole bit about the fake scepter being made
came to nothing at all.
That was just a red herring.
Classic bit of writing there. Well, Aaron, some of your questions might be addressed in the follow-up TV show, which added a 5th turtle who is a lady turtle, and yes, she did have shell boobs. But that's not something we're going to watch together. That's something I'm going to talk about on the channel later on, so you can tune into that if you are desperate, and I mean you must be desperate for more Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles content. Until then, I'm Will Webb.
I'm Aran Bruce Caddick.
And this has been Films.
I don't know why I asked that.
Friends.
I said that like a
It
question.
wasn't a question.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It's your name.
I'm Aran Bruce Caddick.
Give
it
half shell out of
The
5.
half shell, yeah.
Do you have a haiku that you could make about the film?
No, I don't.
We could write a haiku about the film.
We could, but I'd need to have some time, I think, to go away and come back. Maybe had some sort of scepter I could vacation quickly in feudal Japan.
I guess we're done here. Still haven't worked out how to wrap these videos up, really.